Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Quote of the day: Accept the apology even if it is not sincere, by Hazrat Ali alayhi salam. Today, my topic of presentation is noise. I am Dr. Ahmad Wahid Khan, PGR, MPH, Community Medicine Department, King Edward Medical University. Supervisor Professor Dr. Saira Afzal. Learning outlines. What is noise? What is noise pollution? Types of noise, auditory or and non-auditory effect of noise, prevention and control. WHO guidelines of noise management, recent update and MCQs. Learning objective. In the end of presentation, participants would be able to describe the effect of noise pollution and its prevention and control. What is noise? A sound, especially one that is loud or unpleasant or that cause disturbance. Excessive noise seriously harms human health and interferes with people's daily activities at school, at work, at home, and during leisure time. It can disturb sleep, cause cardiovascular and psychophysiological effects, reduce performance, and provoke annoyance response and changes in social behavior. What is noise pollution? The WHO defines noise above 65 decibels as noise pollution. To be precise, noise becomes harmful when it exceeds 75 decibel and is painful above 120 decibel. As a consequence, it is recommended noise level be kept below 65 decibel during the day and indicates that restful sleep is impossible with nighttime ambient noise level in excess of 30 decibel. The NIOSH noise and hearing loss prevention recommended exposure limit for occupational noise exposure is 85 decibels. These are the dangerous noise level in our everyday life. Common source of noise pollution: airplane and airports, amplified or piped in music, emergency vehicles, traffic and mass transit, construction and industrial activities, lawn and garden equipment. Types of noise pollution. Noise pollution is categorized on the basis of source and frequency. On the basis of source, it is divided into number one, noise pollution by transport. Noise comes from road and traffic. Two is noise pollution by neighbors. Unwanted noise comes from our neighbors. Number three, noise pollution by industries. Noise comes from the process of urbanization, manufacturing, development, etc. On the basis of frequency, continuous noise, it comes continuously from factory equipment, engines, heating, and ventilating systems. Number two, intermittent noise. Level of intermittent noise increases and decreases rapidly caused by a train passing by, factory equipment, or aircraft, etc. Impulsive noise. This is the noise of the construction and demolition industries. Low frequency noise, it is low background noise, comes from a nearby power station or the roaring of large diesel engine, etc. Properties: loudness or intensity, frequency. Loudness refer to the intensity of the noise, which depend on the amplitude of the vibration that initiated the noise. The loudness of noise is measured in decibel. Normal conversation noise 60 to 65 decibel, whispering 20 to 30 decibel, heavy street traffic 60 to 80 decibel, motor car horn 120 decibel, boiler factories 120 decibel. Daily exposure that an individual can tolerate without damage to the air is 85 decibel. Loudness, speech 2 to 3 people 73 decibel, speech on radio 80 decibel, music on radio 85 decibel, children shouting 79 decibel, children crying 80 decibel, vacuum cleaner 76 decibel, pianos 86 decibel, jet take of 150 decibel. The table recommended about the acceptable noise level at different areas. Frequency, this is denoted by as hertz. Human ear can hear frequency from about 20 to 20,000 hertz, but this range is reduced with age and other subjective factors. The range of vibration below 20 hertz are infra-audible and those above are ultrasonic. Some animals can hear sound that are inaudible to the man. Instrument for measuring noise, sound level meter measures the intensity of sound in decibel. Octave band frequency analyzer measure noise in octave band. Audiometer measure hearing ability. Effect of noise exposure. Auditory effect, non-auditory effect. Auditory effect, this include auditory fatigue occur in 90 decibel and at 4000 hertz associated with whistling and buzzing in the air. Deafness, hearing loss, this is a serious pathological effect. The individual involved may not be aware at the early stage. Deafness may be temporary or permanent. In temporary disability disappear 24 hours after the exposure to the noise, commonly occur at the frequency range of 4000 to 6000 hertz. Continuous exposure to noise at 100 decibel can result in permanent deafness, destruction of organ of corti. Exposure to noise at 160 decibel may rupture the tympanic membrane and cause permanent deafness. Auditory effect of noise per stimulation, fatigue, or adaptation. Noise exposure of equal and greater than 90 decibel elevate hearing threshold temporarily, especially at 4K hertz. Post-stimulatory fatigue, temporary threshold shift reversible, permanent threshold shift irreversible. Non-auditory effects. Interference with speech at 300-500 Hz range. Annoyance. This is primarily a psychological response. Neurotic people are more sensitive to sound efficiency, where mental concentration is desired. Noise may reduce work output. Physiological changes, rise in BP, rise in intracranial pressure, increase in heart rate, increase in breathing rate, increase in sweating, guidedness, nausea and vomiting, sleeplessness, narrowing of pupil, economic losses, cost of noise induced hearing loss to industry is great. Non-auditory effect of noise, insomnia, speech interference, anxiety and nervousness, hypertension, coronary heart disease, increased heart rate, lack of concentration, increased intracranial tension, fatigue, increased breath rate, irritability and impatient, increased sweating, indigestion, decreased color perception, peptic ulcer, decreased night vision. Control of noise. Number one, careful planning of cities. In planning the cities, the following measures should be taken to reduce noise. Division of the city into zones with separation of area concerned with industry and transport. Separation of residential area from the main street by mean of wide green belts. House front should lie not less than 15 meters from the road and intervening space should be thickly planted with trees and bushes. Widening of main street to reduce the level of noise penetration into dwelling. Control of vehicles. Heavy vehicles should not be routed into the narrow streets. Vehicle traffic on residential streets should be reduced. Indiscriminate blowing of horn and the use of pressure horn should be prohibited to improve acoustic insulation of building. The best arrangement is construction of detached building rather than a single large building or one that is continuous installation that produce noise or disturb the occupants within dwelling. should be prohibited. Buildings should be soundproof where necessary. Industries and railway control of noise at source is possible in industries. Special areas must be earmarked outside residential areas for industries, for railway and similar installations. When these demands are not met, protective green belt must be laid down between the installation and residential areas. Protection of exposed person. Hearing protection recommended for individuals who are continuously exposed to noise louder than 85 decibel in the frequency band above 150 Hz. Workers must be regularly rotated from noisy area to comparatively quiet post in factories. Periodical audiogram checkups and use of earplug, air muffs are also essential as situation demands. Legislation. Many states have adopted legislation providing control which are applicable to wide variety of sources. Workers have right to claim compensation if they have suffered a loss of ability to understand speech. Education. No noise abatement program can succeed without people's participation. Therefore, their education through all available media is needed. Highlighted Highlight the importance if noise as a community hazard. Guidelines for community noise. The fundamental goal of noise management are to develop criteria for driving safe noise exposure level and to promote noise assessment and control as part of environmental health programs. These basic goals should guide both international and national policies for noise management. A legal framework is needed to provide a context for noise management. National noise standards can usually be based on a consideration of international guidelines, such as these guidelines for community noise, as well as national criteria document which consider those response relationship for the effect of noise on human health. Other component of noise management plan include noise level monitoring, noise exposure mapping, exposure modeling, noise control approach such as mitigation and precautionary measures, and evaluation of control option. Table shows the guideline values for community noise in specific environment. Recent updates. Assessment of noise pollution and its effect on human health in industrial hub of Pakistan. Abstract. Faisalabad is one of the major industrial city of Pakistan, which may cause noise pollution to the local resident due to the development of a robust industrial and transport system. This study aimed at mapping the noise pollution level at various locations of Faisalabad, comparing noise pollution level in the morning, the afternoon, the evening, and the evening for each source, and assessing non-auditory effect of noise on human health. Two industries and 43 busy location of Faisalabad Sadar was selected to study noise pollution by using the sound level meter for the period of 24 hours. A questionnaire based survey was carried out near the sampling points to get a public perception about the health impact of noise pollution. The measured equivalent sound pressure level were higher than the permissible limit at all the sampling location during morning, afternoon, and evening hours. The maximum sound pressure level was 102 decibel inside the production unit in the afternoon at Mia Mohammed Siddiq Textile Loom Industry. The average SPL was found at State Bank Road 102 decibel, Children Hospital 101 decibel, Jhang Bazaar 100 decibel in the afternoon, and at Punjab Medical College in the evening 97 decibel. Based on the survey, 94% of respondent reported headache, 76% sleeplessness, 74% hypertension 75%, physiological stress 64%, elevated blood pressure level 60%, dizziness due to noise. Noise pollution is higher than the standard limits and cause auditory as well as non-auditory effect on human. The vehicle and the industry machinery should be maintained, and soundproofing and protection equipment should be provided to the workforce in order to protect them from extreme noise level. Transportation, noise pollution, and cardiovascular disease. Abstract epidemiological studies have found that transportation noise increase the risk of cardiovascular morbidity and mortality, with high quality evidence for ischemic heart disease. According to WHO, more than 1.6 million healthy life years are lost annually from traffic related noise in Western Europe. Traffic noise at night cause fragmentation and shortening of sleep, elevation of stress hormone level, and increase oxidative stress in the vasculature and the brain. These factors can promote vascular dysfunction, inflammation, and hypertension, thereby elevating the risk of cardiovascular disease. In the review, we focus on the direct and non-auditory cardiovascular health effect of transportation noise. We provide an updated overview of epidemiological research on the effect of transportation noise on cardiovascular risk factor and disease, discuss the mechanics insight from the latest clinical and experimental study, and purpose new risk marker to address noise induced cardiovascular effect in the general population. We also explain in detail the potential effect of noise on alteration of gene network, epigenetic pathway, gut microbiota, cardiac rhythm, signal transduction along the neuronal cardiovascular axis, oxidative stress, inflammation, and metabolism. Lastly, we describe current and future noise mitigation strategies and evaluate the status of the existing evidence on noise as a cardiovascular risk factor. MCQ. Question number one. World Health Organization consider noise as the major threat to the human being at the level at what level WHO consider it as a noise pollution. The correct answer is A, above 65 decibel. Question number two. The house was being constructed after demolish of old building just adjacent to Mr. Ali's residency. He and his family got irritated due to ongoing prolonged noise and planned to move to some other low noise area temporarily. Which type of noise is this? A is impulsive, B is continuous, C is low frequency, D intermittent, E noise pollution by neighbors.
E. E.
The correct answer is
E.
A, impulsive. Question number three. A traffic warden has been doing his job on different areas of a very busy city XYZ for last 5 years. He now presented into ENTOPD with a complaint of difficulty in speech, a daily exposure that an individual can tolerate without damage to an ear is dash decibel. A is 65 decibel, B 100 decibel, C 120 decibel, D 85 decibel, E is 89 decibel.
D.
Yes, the answer is D 85 decibel. Question number four. You are an occupational hygienist who has been tasked with addressing a potential noise hazard for workers. Using your dosimeter as a measuring tool, what decibel reading would indicate a hazardous noise level? A is 70 decibel, B is 58 decibel, C is 22 decibel, D is 115 decibel and E is 167 decibel.
167. D. E.
One
Sorry.
D is
B
115.
58.
No, it's 115 decibel as the table show in my presentation the levels of noise pollution. Question number 5. The government brought awareness in the public by educating them through media about the importance of noise pollution as a health hazard. What disease could be caused by noise pollution? A is asthma, B is brain tumor, C is child development, D is blindness, E is cardiac disease.
Cardiac disease. E.
E cardiac disease.
Yes, as in the article shows that it causes some ischemic heart diseases. Question number 6. A family is residing in the close proximity to a factory. One of the members with the history of schizophrenia is very much prone to develop dash due to high noise throughout the day. Options are A, sleep disturbance, B, annoyance, C is diabetes, D is hypertension, E is insomnia.
E insomnia.
A.
Answer is B. Question number 7. Employer ABC working at aircraft maintenance site of a busy international airport is now complaining of ringing in ears. He visited ENT consultant who told him that he was he was suffering from auditory fatigue. How can noise exposure be reduced in a workplace? By options are A, by immediately issuing personal protective equipment to workers, B, by allowing user to listen to music while working, C, by having more than one user do an activity so it done quicker, D is by implementing a job rotation system, and E is by using headphones.
D.
Yes, the answer is D. Question number 8. The bomb exploded, producing a sound of around 160 decibel, where few nearby residents developed hearing loss. Which of the following auditory effect they develop? Options are A, auditory fatigue, B, post-stimulatory fatigue, C, temporary threshold shift, D, permanent threshold shift, E is noise-induced hearing loss.
C. D.
D,
C.
permanent threshold shift. Question number 9. One of the side effect of noise pollution is auditory fatigue, in which a sufferer complain of whistling and ringing in air. At what decibel and frequency does it appear? Option A is 90 decibel and 4k hertz. Option B 120 decibel and 40k hertz. Option C 90 decibel and 2k hertz. D is 80 decibel and 4k hertz. E is 78 decibel and 5k hertz.
B.
Option A is the correct option. Question number 10. Mr. Salim was working in an industry where noise pollution caused hearing loss to him. He is living in the country where the government has developed legislation for the noise control and management. Now, what can he do? He can claim for his compensation. B. He can seek treatment on his own expense. D. He can fired out from his job and replaced by his son. He cannot. D is he cannot take financial help from the company. E. He can use earplugs.
A.
Uh,
C.
A is the right option. This is the key of my answer, and these are the references through which this presentation have been made. Thank you.